Every single one of us dreams of this moment. I know I did.
He's done it again. Todd Frazier, a hero all week long.
The dingers.
God! It's over! Hang him up! Hang him up! Hang him up!
The K's. The top 10 plays.
Brings the home run back!
Yeah, those are the best feelings in the world.
Now's our chance. Be that team right now. Yeah. Let's go!
It's the biggest stage to show the world our game.
Lake Mary's gonna win the Little League World Series championship.
Who's ready for Williamsport?
We're all ready, that's for sure. The defending Little League World Series champions are ready. They're from Lake Mary, Florida, one win away from a return trip to Williamsport, and they are loaded for bear. Standing in their way, Irmo, South Carolina, 3-1 in the tournament. Their only loss to Florida 3 days ago. All right, here's the bracket. 8 teams came to Warner Robins, Georgia from the Southeast region. 6 have gone home, and now it comes down to this. A rematch from Sunday. Florida won that game 14-0, but Irmo is ready to pull a shocker. All right, here's our division at a glance. These kids are mostly 11 and 12 years old. The game is going to be 6 innings today, and they use a continuous batting order, so everyone on the roster is in the starting lineup. Got some great weather here in Warner Robins. That is very much welcome. He's Greg Olson. I'm Clay Matvick. This is going to be a lot of fun. The Little League World Series starts 1 week from today. Will the world champions be going back, or are we going to see an upset?
Well, I think you said it best. With Florida, it's loaded for bear. These guys have dudes all over the field. Just got one back. So they are the hunted. They have been here. They already beat Irmo once, 14-0. Now look for Irmo. They got their big dude on the mound. This is going to be a great matchup.
Well, Florida, no surprise, dominant, as you would expect, especially at the plate, hitting .411 in this regional. But look at what they have done since the start of All-Stars, outscoring their opponents 102-4. And in this regional, they have been without one of their stars. Their biggest star, Chico Chikadroff, the amazing outfielder, just got back from winning the World Cup with Team USA in Taiwan. He is ready to add a big piece to this lineup today.
Yeah, you get a returning starter coming back at this point, and you have to know that he is scorching hot. He just got the MVP for Team USA. He is scorching hot, and he comes with the best offense that we have here in the Southeast Regional.
Well, South Carolina won its first 2 games of the regional before getting shut out by Florida on Sunday, rebounded with a win yesterday over Virginia. So they're here, and they are led by Joe Giulietti. He has been very good at the plate, and we are going to see him start on the mound today.
Yeah, he got to pitch about an inning and a third yesterday, 4 strikeouts, was flawless. And on the mound, man, he throws hard. This is gas, and this is Irmo's best guy. So Florida's getting Irmo's best. Irmo's getting Florida's best. Game on.
Joe Giulietti hit a home run yesterday. And on the mound, he was electric as well. And can he keep Lake Mary, Florida in check? That's going to be a big question, because that is a tall task. We are soon going to find out. Lake Mary, Florida, the defending world champs, Irmo, South Carolina, for a right to go to Williamsport. The game is next.
Hey, what's up, players? I just want to say, like my good buddy said, David Ortiz, Big Papi, I want to wish Lake Mary best of luck. I know you guys won last year. You're back in Williamsport, representing the state of Florida. Go get them. I know you'll do great. Remember to work hard, play hard, and think positive, and let's go get them, Florida.
Mary, Johnny Damon here, 2-time World Series champ. You're at it again. Everybody here is rooting for you. Best of luck, and always bring your A game.
Hey everybody, this is Brett Saberhagen here. I just want to give a great big shout out to Lake Mary out of Florida Little League team. You guys are doing amazing. Keep it up. Look forward to watching you guys some more. Let's go. We got Williamsport right around the corner. I am looking to watch some great games. And
wow, Lake Mary's got quite a rooting section here today. And this is the Lake Mary, Florida batting order. Jackson Royke, Christopher Chikadroff, you can call him Chico, and DJ Miesis will be the first three hitters we will see. Chikadroff and Miesis were on last year's World Championship team. And they're going to be facing Joe Giulietti. Making his fourth appearance in this regional, he has allowed just one earned run in 5 2/3. He faced 4 hitters yesterday, was kept to 20 pitches so he could pitch today. He struck out all 4 hitters he faced.
Absolutely dominant, filled in, and gave this Irmo club a good chance to win, which they held on. A little bit of a late rush by Virginia.
And there's the first strike from Giulietti to Royke. Jackson Royke 2 for 8 with a run batted in this week. Likes to be called Jax. He'll turn 13 next month. 2 balls and 1 strike to Royke. Mid-70s, partly sunny. There's a swing and a miss, 2-2, and it's been a tough week. This is the first time that these Little Leaguers are seeing the sun since last Friday. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him. Good start for Joe Giulietti.
Giulietti features a little breaking ball right there. We have not seen that this whole tournament. He has held that pitch back, a little short slider. Gets back in the count with it, and then here comes the high gas.
And here comes a stud in Chico Chikadroff. First game of the regional. One of the 2 players back from last year's championship team. Just returned from Taiwan. Big left-handed stick. First pitch swinging, ground ball to first, and Gibson will step on the bag, and Chico is out on 1 pitch, 2 down.
Great pitch by Giulietti, a little slider inside on the hands, ties up Chico. And he's sitting here for me, and here's another look at it again. Just a little breaking ball inside, right on the hands. Great pitch.
He arrived in Warner Robins at 7:30 last night, so you got to imagine Chico's got a little jet lag. It's a long trip from Taiwan. And now here's Miesis. DJ having a great regional, just as he did last year. He went 7 for 9 in the regional here last year, 6 for 8 this season with 2 runs batted in. Those 2 guys back-to-back in the order. Chikadroff and Miesis, they're the cornerstone of this team.
And then you get Jacob Brown right behind him. I mean, it's not like you can pitch around DJ. You got a big dude right behind him, Jacob Brown, so big middle of the lineup here.
Ground ball, and what an inning defensively for South Carolina. Joe Giulietti gets a 1-2-3 inning. And now Irmo coming up for the first time. Lake Mary, Florida goes quietly at the top of the first. Now Irmo, South Carolina coming to the dish for the first time in the Southeast Region Final. Winner goes to the Little League World Series, which starts a week from today. There's Joe Giulietti. He will bat second in this lineup. Right behind Preston Ware. Brady Westbrooks, who is the third baseman, will also bat here in the first inning. It's essentially the same lineup we have seen here now for 5 games. And they are facing Jacob Brown. They call him Big Gravy. He has been big at the plate, and he's also been the winning pitcher in one of the 3 ball games for Lake Mary this week.
Yeah, he threw against Tennessee back on Thursday. 4 innings, got the win, 6 strikeouts, gave up 1 run. And he is got to be fresh and ready to go in this game.
This Irmo South Carolina team, you know, has a different feel. It just seems that way when you watch them warm up this morning, and just the energy that they're throwing at us. They got blown out by Florida on Sunday, lost 14-0. But remember, they played them better than the score really indicates, because it was a scoreless game into the fourth. Got away from them with an 8-run fourth inning, but they were right there for a while with the world champs.
Oh, they really were. I mean, it was a great game, and then all of a sudden, fourth inning, second time around the lineup, that top of the lineup opened it up and then dropped another 6 spot in the fifth.
All right, Preston Ware up there for the first pitch, and he fouls it off on that check swing. Preston Ware, 4'9", 72 pounds, 2 for 9 in the tournament. He's 12 years old, one of 4, check that, 5 kids, has 4 siblings, I should say. Kathy and Steve are his parents. He's been a good table setter for Irmo this week. And that is a base hit up the middle. Stopped by Anderson, but at deep second he had no play, so Preston Ware is aboard to start the game for South Carolina.
Nice piece of hit and gets the bat, drives it back up the middle. Good start for Irmo.
And now Joe Giulietti will come up with a chance to do some damage, and he has been a wrecking ball. 7 for 9, 2 doubles, a home run. He has driven in 2 and has scored 6 times in this regional. He's going to turn 13 here in a couple of months, the oldest of 2 kids to Jill and Jason. And the first pitch from Jacob Brown is a breaking ball down and away. Noah Haynow has been doing a great job behind the plate for Lake Mary throughout this all-star run. He's the catcher. The 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Joe Giulietti hit a home run yesterday to left center field. It was as high as it was far. I mean, it had a great launch angle off the bat.
Everything he has hit in this tournament has been blistered.
This one is hit high, too, but it's going to stay on the infield. This is going to be a tough play. Shortstop on the mound. Royke gets there to make the play. And when you have to climb up the back of the mound, that adds a degree of difficulty for the fielder.
Yeah, you have to know exactly where you're at on the field. Know there's going to be an upslope of 10 to 12 inches. Great job by Anderson. Takes control of the infield, calls the ball, and navigates the mound.
That was a 2-0 pitch that he retired Giulietti on. He was swinging all the way. That hitter's count, and now Westbrook's up at the plate. Brady Westbrook's a key part of what Irmo is all about. At the plate, on the mound, he's 2 for 9, a couple of runs batted in, and he is available to pitch today if needed.
Yeah, he threw 1 inning yesterday. Nat stayed under the 20-pitch mark. He was really good yesterday as well.
His parents, Matt and Caroline, has a sister, Maddie. Likes lemon lime, Gatorade, and sushi. 2-0 pitch. Swung on, popped up to right center. Long run there for Rodriguez, and Levi makes the catch for the second out.
I was wondering how the communication was going to be. Chikadroff just getting back from Taiwan, and a little bit of a ball right in the middle between right and center field. Good job of communicating. Rodriguez takes control, secures the second out.
Another pop-up on a 2-0 pitch, and that'll bring up Andrew Bogan. Bogan, the catcher, 3 for 7, has driven in 5. That is a team high for South Carolina during this regional. But it's his defense and his leadership from behind the plate that's been probably most impressive.
He has been a wall back there, as has Noah Haynow. A lot of our catchers here in this regional have been just great behind the plate.
1 strike pitch. That's downstairs. Andrew is the youngest of 3 kids to Dave and Stacy. Dave is the team manager. Did a great job juggling the pitching yesterday to save Giulietti and Westbrooks so they'd be available today.
Yeah, he really did. He went in it with a game plan. Palmer Steele started. Went to Giulietti to get out of a jam.
This is hit sharply and past Royke into left field. Second hit of the inning for South Carolina. Ware goes to second. Bogan's at first with 2 outs, and that'll bring up Brody Miller.
Just a nice piece of hitting by Bogan. Stays hot. He's going to get pinch run 4. You're going to see Westbrook's back out there on first base, but he's trying to settle Jacob Brown in. This is a good Irmo offense.
So Andrew Bogan is the catcher, as we've talked about, and you can pinch run in Little League for a catcher or pitcher with 2 outs. And so Westbrooks is the pinch runner at first base. This is Brody Miller. 1 for 9, a couple of ribbies this week. And that first pitch misses downstairs. Home plate umpire is James Fark. Ken Fitz, Patrick Reed, and Mike Galliano. Volunteer umpires out there doing a wonderful job. 1-0, jumped on. Coming over toward the line is Chica drop, and he'll make the catch. Falls down to his knees, makes the grab for the 3rd out. So South Carolina threatens but does not score. They strand 2 in the first. We have played 1 in this game that will decide who goes to Williamsport. It stays no score.
Welcome back to the United States. Chica drop.
Both teams came up empty in the first inning. We'll see what happens from here on out as Big Gravy Jacob Brown is ready to come to the plate for the first time. This is what he did against South Carolina on Sunday. Wham! A home run, a 3-run shot. It proved to be the game-winning hit, Ole, because they ended up winning 14-0. That made it 3-0, and they started to cruise from there.
Yeah, he opened up the scoring, and that ball was hammered. I mean, there was a no doubt right off the bat. So here we go again, good on good. Giulietti and Jacob Brown.
Jacob Brown hit 5 homers during the Lake Mary regular season. That was the most in that Little League. He's the starting pitcher today. And you look at this guy, 5'10", almost 200 pounds. Hard to believe he just turned 12 here about a month ago. Inside, I have some smoke on that one from Giulietti, ball 1.
Giulietti featured a little slider last inning that we had not seen this whole tournament. But he throws gas.
Yeah, Giulietti, he's dominant for sure. And that was a good pitch, a ball and a strike.
And this is that little slider I'm talking about, a little bit of a wrinkle, and he's been throwing it behind in the count. Pitching a little bit backwards.
That's up and out, 2-1. Giulietti already has 1 strikeout in this ballgame. It's only the 3rd time that a Lake Mary hitter has struck out in this regional. That was Royke in the first inning. Going the other way, or trying to, is Brown. That's foul.
3 strikeouts, and now we got 105 plate appearances.
Amazing.
That's unbelievable. And I'm talking about Lake Mary. They've only struck out 3 times.
You got to think on average, some of these teams are striking out 5, 6, 7 times a game, so that adds up over 3-4 games. Lake Mary has 3 in what is now their 4th game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and another foul back.
Well, Giulietti's got 14 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. This is one of those in Little League. This is one of the fun matchups for me. Is Jacob Brown has seen guys that throw hard. Okay, Giulietti has another level of throwing hard. And so both these guys are really trying to feel each other out to see what they got.
Upstairs, full count. Jonathan Anderson, 41 years old, 7th year as a Little League volunteer. Managed the Lake Mary Little League team last year to the World Championship. Trying to do it again. Here comes pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Weak ground ball to short. Preston Ware, strong throw, and Giulietti has retired the first 4 hitters he has faced. That was a battle, but he gets Brown.
7-pitch at bat, 3-2 slider. Gets Jacob Brown reaching out of the zone, rolls over this ground ball. And Preston Ware has been pretty much lights out at shortstop.
Here comes Levi Rodriguez. He'll tell you he has the best hair on the team, and he might. 3 for 7, a couple of runs batted in. He has scored 5 times. He's on base a lot. Good-looking left-handed swing. And when we were talking with Jonathan Anderson pregame, he said there's a good chance Levi could find himself on the mound before this thing is all said and done. He has a really good left-handed arm, too. One of 3 kids for Gary and Amanda Rodriguez. Dad played college baseball. Gets a lot of tips from Gary. One down here in the second inning. Swung on and missed.
Well, he's been in the 2-hole all week. Moves down to the 5 spot to make room for Chico.
Hey, Chico's back.
You just keep reloading, moving guys down.
He doesn't mind, I'm sure. That's foul back. It's a great approach at the plate for all these Lake Mary hitters. You can just see it.
Yeah. You know, you can see that all these guys have played travel ball together, and they have seen good pitching throughout their short careers so far. So they are more than comfortable against this hard-throwing Giulietti.
Outfield straight away. Soft breaking ball. Misses outside 2-2 to Levi Rodriguez.
I think Giulietti just broke out a knuckleball.
Is that what that was?
That was a knuckleball. I saw it in the warm-ups. I thought he was messing around.
Inside, another full count. So back-to-back full counts. Here comes pitch number 7 again. So one thing that Lake Mary is doing is they are running up Giulietti's pitch count. This will be pitch number 23. Got it. Rodriguez tried to hold up and check his swing. Got tied up. Out number 2.
That pitch right before that, I thought, caught the inside corner. Just missed. Comes back. High cheese. Rodriguez cannot stop his swing. Second punch out.
And now Colin Anderson, the second baseman. Colin Anderson, the son of Jonathan. He wants to accomplish what his big brother Chase did last year, and that's win it all. Went to Williamsport last year, but now he wants to be in the dugout. Hit hard. That's a base hit to right center field. Coming over is Miller to cut it off. He'll get it in quickly and hold the base runner. Now, Colin Anderson takes a couple of hard steps to second. He'll decide to stay at first with a 2-out base hit. The first hit for Lake Mary.
Anderson 4 for 8 now in this regional. Gets a slider hanging out over. And just a perfect piece of hit and stays in sight. Shoots it to right center. Brody Miller able to cut it off in the gap.
And here's Bryson Kenny now. He's at third base today. One of 3 boys in his family. Parents Patrick and Gina. Good looking left-handed hitter. He almost made the 12U All-Star team last year as a 10-year-old. That would have, of course, put him in Williamsport, but didn't make the cut. Now he is on this team as an 11-year-old. There's that knuckleball grip you were talking about for Giulietti.
Yeah, I saw him warming up with it.
Yeah, that's for sure a knuckleball.
You know what it does? You know why hitters never watch when pitchers want a new baseball and throw the ball in really soft? Hitters turn away. They don't want to see that speed.
Slow ground ball. This is going to be tough for Ware. Barehanded it. Safe at first. Gibson with a great stretch. But they're going to call Bryson Kenny safe. And the runners advance. Anderson to third. Kenny took an extra base, too. Now, Dave Bogan is out of the dugout. I don't know if he wants a review here. Has he called for one? We'll find out. And now Gibson, after making the catch at first base, a little slow getting the ball back to the pitcher, and then they took an extra base on him.
Well, I mean, the whole infield started kind of moving in. They thought he got him out, and honestly, he is out. And then Lake Mary's will take advantage of any opening that you give them. The base runners move up on the infield being out of position.
Well, that's a good stretch by Gibson.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's out.
So this is going to be reviewed. This is a challenge from Irmo, South Carolina. And each team gets 2 unsuccessful challenges in the first 6 innings, and then 1 additional unsuccessful challenge should it go to extra innings. So Irmo is using one of the challenges here. This could end the inning if this call is overturned.
Yeah. Well, first of all, unbelievable play by Preston Ware to barehand this, knowing his timing, that he had to get it out of his hand quick. Could not get it into the glove. Ball's in the glove there. It's really not even close.
Yeah. And how about Preston Ware, barehanded? It was the only way he was going to have that play.
That's exactly it. The sense of timing that he had to know this is a do-or-die play. If I can't barehand it and come up and make the throw, then he's going to be safe if this ball gets into my glove. And barehands it, makes a perfect strike, and got him by half a step.
We have not had many overturned calls here in this regional. In fact, this would be just the 3rd overturn in 14 games here in Warner Robins. That's the kind of job these umpires are doing. A just fantastic job. We'll see if this one gets overturned. If it does, it ends the inning.
My question is, I thought I just heard the umpires talking about his foot coming off the bag. Now that's a whole different call. But I did not get that impression from the first base umpire of saying that his foot came off the bag. They have a sign for that.
It doesn't look like it. I don't think so, but there has to be indisputable evidence to overturn the call. Is there enough to overturn it in your eyes?
That foot looks like it's on the base, and the throw clearly beats the runner.
Bryson Kenny trying to influence the umpire's call, as all runners want to do.
He had the safe call out before he touched the base. Those hitters, man, once they start sniffing an infield single, they got another gear to get to first base. Kenny trying to influence it right there with the safe sign, and he did.
Okay, so James Park, the home plate umpire on the right. And he is safe. He is safe. So the call is going to stand. They obviously didn't think there was enough evidence to overturn it.
I'm sorry. It had to have been the call that his foot came off the bag, and there is no evidence that it stayed on the bag. But as for the throw beating the runner, that was a clear out.
And so it's an infield hit, and then the runners kept going. After the play, they moved up. So Anderson's at third, Kenny's at second, and Haynow at the plate.
Okay, they were stopping play to make sure that when that runner moved from first to second, and Bryson Kenny, that he did it before the ball was called dead by the umpires.
So that was no pitch. Here's the first pitch to Haynow. It's a swing and a miss. Noah Haynow, the catcher, 2 for 7, a couple of doubles, 4 runs batted in. 11 years old, a rising 6th grader. Middle child of 3 kids. He's new to Lake Mary Little League this season, and he's been great. Ground ball to second. And that's going to end the inning. So Lake Mary threatens but does not score after that long review. We played 1.5. Still looking for our first run in Warner Robins. Little League, big dreams. 8-time All-Star. Many gold gloves for Nolan Arenado. And he was a Little Leaguer back in the day in Lake Forest, California. That obviously played for the Braves. I mean, that's a pretty good-looking Little League uniform. And of course, this week's Sunday Night Baseball matchup, the I-55 rivalry finale between the Cubs and the Cards. So you can watch Nolan, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN. Coverage begins at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific with Baseball Tonight Sunday Night Countdown. Alongside former Major Leaguer himself, Greg Olson, I'm Clay Matvick. You started your baseball career, though, as a Little Leaguer in Omaha, Nebraska.
Keystone Little League.
Way back in the day.
Yep. That was, great times, great friends. Got to the regionals and got beat in Oklahoma and sent home and sent back to school.
Jacob Brown still on the mound here for Lake Mary after keeping Irmo off the board. And Palmer Steele, 6, 7, and 8 in this continuous lineup. There's a little bit of a shift on here for Lake Mary. They have shifted to the right. So some analytics here for the world champs.
Well, I gotta believe, Lake Mary the coaching staff was out here for all 12 innings that we had, or actually 13 innings that we had yesterday. So they're assuming, okay, we're getting towards the bottom half of the order, and guy throwing really hard, let's move our defense to the right half, assuming he's not going to pull this fastball.
Well, Ryder Tillett's 1 for 6 in the tournament, and he pitched the last 2/3 of the ball game against Virginia yesterday. That was huge to protect Westbrooks and keep him available for today. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him. Boy, look at that. Reaction from Jacob Brown after picking up his first strikeout. 1 away here in the second.
Just a well-located fastball down and away. And both these guys throwing extremely hard. And hitters are going to be forced to leave the zone because they have to get the bat started early.
And now Jacob Gibson comes up. He has been one of the better hitters in this tournament for Irmo, South Carolina. 3 for 6 with a double and 4 runs batted in. Infield, outfield, really good athlete. Also plays quarterback on the football team. And look at how much Lake Mary is playing Gibson to go the other way.
It's really smart. You're just basing it on the fact, okay, bottom half of the lineup, Jacob Brown throwing extremely hard, the likelihood of where these balls are going to get hit.
Jacob Gibson has an inside the park home run this season. If he can run it to the gap, he can run a long time. He has excellent speed. He calls time. James Park, the home plate umpire, grants it. This is a rematch from Sunday when Florida won 14-0, but it was a close game going into the fourth. It was scoreless. That breaking ball just missed off the plate. 1-2. This game has a similar feel to the way that game 3 days ago started.
Yeah, just a heavyweight fight, coming out and blow for blow, waiting for somebody to open up the scoring.
Foul back. Jacob Gibson, the oldest of 2 kids, Koski and Lakeisha, the parents. Trying to get something going here for South Carolina with 1 out in the second inning. Irmo coming off a 4-3 win over Virginia yesterday to stay alive. Breaking ball inside, 2-2. Oh, he called it strike 3. Late call from James Fark. It is back-to-back strikeouts in the inning for Jacob Brown. 2 down.
No, I think you called this one right. I think this ball ended up inside. Breaking ball starting off with the front hip. But close enough. Jacob Gibson could not pull the trigger.
2 outs for Steele. And a strike to Palmer Steele. 1 for 7 in the tournament. He was the starter yesterday against Virginia, unavailable to pitch in this ball game. Trying to get something started here with 2 outs. And this is going to be out of play. 2 strikes to Palmer Steele. He's an excellent first baseman, but he is getting to start at second base in this game. And he throws hard. They clock him around 74, 75 miles per hour. You know, you compare that to a major league distance, you know, you're looking at low 90s. Swung on and missed on the off-speed pitch. Jacob Brown, big gravy. Spicing it up in the second inning with 3 strikeouts.
Big Gravy watching his opponent, and he goes, I can do this too. A little bit of nice breaking ball down and away. Good breaking ball in the front door. And then another buried breaking ball. 3 punch outs on the inning.
You can find Little League on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use hashtag LLWS. Little League World Series starts a week from today in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. It's the great tradition of summer. The Lake Mary kids know all about it. They watched the team win it last year, and this year's version has a chance to go back and defend that title. Lake Mary hitting here in the top of the 3rd inning. The motto for the team this year is one rope. As Giulietti's pitch misses downstairs to the leadoff man, Maddox Novichkov. And what Jonathan Anderson was explaining to us is, hey, we need to all be pulling that rope in one direction.
Yeah, no, I really like that. And their offense has been great. And it's just pass it down. Get the next man up. Don't try to do too much. Stay within your lane.
Let's go, Chad.
Ball and a strike to Novichkov, one of the extra hitters in the lineup. 0 for 3 with a couple of runs batted in this week. Fouls it back. Novichkov will turn 12 here in a few days. He came back to Lake Mary Little League after a few years away. Boy, are they glad he's back. He's been such a big part of the team. Parents Candace and Alex. Swung on and missed, struck him out. Another strikeout for Joe Giulietti, and he has 4.
Thoroughly impressive. The ability, as hard as Giulietti throws, to move the ball in and out. So, pitch before that, Novichkov getting close to being on time, fastball in. All right, let's move this ball away, get it away from him, see how he covers that part of the plate.
This is Major Holman. Major Holman, 5 for 8. He has driven in 4 runs in the tournament. His dad is one of the assistant coaches, Wes Holman. Popped up right side. The second baseman, Palmer Steele, back on the grass to make the catch for the second out. So that's what Joe Giulietti needs. Both of these starting pitchers need. They need some quick outs from time to time. And keep that pitch count in check. They don't want to burn up too many pitches. They want to go deep in this championship game.
Yeah, strikeouts are nice, but the pitches add up. And that one, you get, just a 1 or 2 pitch at bat every inning. That really cuts down on the pitches and gives him a chance to go the length of the game.
The last 3 outs for Joe Giulietti have been taken care of in 8 pitches. This is Joey Artiles. Parents Christina and Joseph. Wants to be an astronaut. Plays the outfield. We've seen him on the mound during the All-Star run. 3 for 8 with a couple of runs batted in. That's a strike on the inside corner. 2-2.
He's having a pretty good regional. 3 for 8, couple RBI.
2-2 pitch. It's way outside. Opponents came into this game hitting .258 against South Carolina pitching, and Giulietti has done a nice job through 2 2/3 so far. Has allowed just the 2 hits. Has 2 outs here, and that 3-2 pitch is spoiled away. Another long at bat. And Artiles is going to see at least 7 pitches in this plate appearance. Dave Bogan, Irmo, South Carolina manager. Mike Beckworth and Pat Gravel, the assistant coaches. That's up and in. Walked him. Wow, that's a big free pass. Joey Artiles sees a bunch of pitches and works a 2-out walk.
Giulietti looking in pretty close. He had about 3 pitches that were really close to the up and in corner. Didn't get any of them. First free pass.
Here comes Winston Bernstein. Foul back. Winston, he's the number 12 man in the batting order. He was the 11th man in the first few games because Chikadrov hadn't joined the team yet. But now he's the 12th man, and he's kind of like a second leadoff, a very good hitter down at the bottom of the order. This is going to be an attempt to take second base. The throw not in time as Artiles gets in there. That ball just drifted away from Bogan enough at home plate to allow the extra 60 feet for Artiles.
Nasty breaking ball. Bogan stops it, but loses track of where it's at. Very aggressive base running by Artiles.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Bernstein. 2 for 6 with a run batted in this week. He has an RBI opportunity here in this scoreless game to decide who goes to Williamsport. That's up and in. Winston is one of 5 kids for Marie and Seth, and went on a safari to Tanzania and Kenya. How about that?
That's pretty cool.
Williamsport's pretty exciting, but I don't know, that's pretty good too. Wow, full count again. Giulietti has had to battle here. And Lake Mary is making him earn it. And the top of the order is on deck. 3-2 pitch. Straight foul.
And this is about the point on Sunday where the game got out of hand. It was 0-0 through 3. We're about that same point, and then the top of the lineup came around, second time around the order, and the offense exploded.
This will be the 4th 7-pitch at bat, and 3 have come this inning. Walked it. Huge free pass again. Winston Bernstein fired up as he takes first base. Back-to-back walks. And now Jackson Royke and the top of this Lake Mary order coming back to the plate. And now time is called as Dave Bogan is going to take a walk out to the mound. So this is what you were talking about, Greg. Sunday, in the first 3 innings, South Carolina kept Florida to 1 hit. But after that, I mean, the wheels came off.
Yeah, the reins came.
Had the best time. You know why? Because he was cool, calm, and collected. Easy. It's easy. You know what he does now? He's a lawyer. He works for a law firm called Skiles the Truth in Indianapolis.
Yeah,
so, right, exactly. All right, cool, calm, and collected. All right, let's just throw the baseball. You're good. Top of the order. Let's get this guy out, okay? All right, let's go. Yeah, let's do it. There we go.
So Dave has used this philosophy all week. We've noticed that he comes out there and he never talks baseball to start. It's always something else to get the kids thinking about something else other than, you know, the situation that they happen to be in.
Yeah, no, and I love it. I really do. He came out a couple times and said, hey, do you know whose anniversary it is? One of his players goes, how many anniversaries do we have today?
I know the Gravels had an anniversary the other day.
Now it's really good. A little distraction, then get back to it.
So this is the top of the order in Royke. Royke was a strikeout victim against Giulietti his first time up. We'll see what Lake Mary can do the second time through the order. Is this has been the most pitches in an inning for Giulietti. He threw 9 in the first, 21 in the second. And he's already at 22 this inning. Royke is going into the 7th grade at Lake Mary Prep. He lives behind the Lake Mary Sports Complex. Literally walks through some yards to get to the games and practices. And another walk. Giulietti has walked, the bases loaded. His pitch count is starting to get out of control. And Lake Mary, Florida, with 2 outs, has the bases loaded for Chikadrov. And this could be devastating.
Well, he got him out in the first inning on a slider in. He has been behind every hitter this inning.
And he was the MVP in Taiwan for Team USA. That is a foul ball. And it's fouled off the front foot of Chikadrov, and he's limping around a little bit. Chikadrov just got back from Taiwan. You know he's a little exhausted after helping Team USA win the World Cup. In his first game back with his Little League team. He's going to stay in this ball game. That's good sportsmanship as Giulietti comes over and gives him a little fist pump.
Where he's holding that. This is a slider. Up and in. Fouls it off the shin. That's not off the foot. That's off the shin.
Yeah. Christopher Chico Chikadrov just traveled 12 time zones to get here in time for this game. Arrived in Warner Robins at 7:30 last night. It's going to take a lot to get him out of this game. There's his dad. His dad, Matt. Mom, Karen, did not come to Warner Robins. She was in Taiwan. She might have some jet lag, too, and had some work to get back to, I'm sure. 1-strike pitch. That's upstairs. He hit .533 in Taiwan. Helped Team USA beat Japan 7-1 on Sunday morning. Had 16 hits, drove in 10 runs in that tournament. Inside, 2-1.
5 doubles, 16 for 30.
How about it? And he was on the team last year. Ian Miesis back from the world title team. Downstairs, no place to put Chikadrov. And another tough out on deck in DJ Miesis. This next pitch is going to be the 60 plateau for Giulietti. The 3-1. Down and in, walked him. And it's 1-0 Lake Mary. 4 straight walks.
Well, it looks like Giulietti's way out of sync. I mean, that's obvious, master of the obvious, but 4 straight walks. But his rhythm and cadence is just a little bit off, and now he is frustrated. He's been looking in at the home plate umpire because he sees where Andrew Bogan is framing it into. He's not seeing where it's actually landing.
Breaking ball floats high to Miesis, who grounded out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1.
And here's something to think about. I mean, okay, I was a reliever. I threw every day. That was my job. He just threw 20 pitches yesterday in a high-intensity game, win or go home, and he comes back today, and now he's at 60 pitches. I guarantee you that is a dent in the fender, that 20 pitches yesterday. Yeah, they had to use him, but it dings you up for what you're doing today. I guarantee it.
Swung on and missed. And so now it's 1-2. If he can get Mieses and limit the damage to 1 run,
oh man,
you know, I think Irmo will take it and chalk it up as a victory, especially against this part of the order. The 1-2, who just got a piece of it to stay alive. DJ Mieses. His parents, Tasha and Victor. Who can forget the DJ Shuffle last year in Williamsport? He broke it out once on one of his doubles here earlier this week. He's got a great opportunity to tear a hole in this ball game. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Soft breaker hit on a line to third under the glove of Westbrook. 1 run is in. Play at the plate. Out. Royke is thrown out at home. And we'll see if there's a review. Mieses wants one. Lake Mary gets 1 run on that hit. And there is probably going to be a challenge here. Here's the play at the plate. Ooh.
Wow. My initial look, and we're right above home plate, my initial look was he was out.
Did Jackson Royke get that right foot in at home plate before the tag? That is another close play. He was called out on the field. And we're ready to get our second review of the day. Really tough to tell from that angle.
What a great throw from left field. Quilkin throws a strike. Now the question is, okay, the foot's on over the top of home plate. Is it actually down or is it a little bit elevated? I mean, look where the home plate umpire is. He's in a perfect position for this call.
We have had 1 review already.
Let's see if we can see if his foot's touching home plate. That sure looks from there, that angle, it looks like that foot is into the dirt and touching home plate.
The last review we had was upheld. And, you know, really hard to tell here for sure, so I think this one's going to be upheld too.
I mean, I don't know. I see enough that the tag got in there a little bit late, and that view that we just looked at where the foot is actually down.
So you think he's safe? Okay, we'll see if it's overturned. Again, we've only had a couple of calls overturned in the entire tournament, and this is game 14. These umpires have been really fantastic. James Farker, home plate umpire. Ken Fitz, Patrick Reed, Mike Galliano working this one. Okay, here comes the call. You might have caught a little clue there. Safe! They're going to count the run. That is a 2-run hit for DJ Mieses.
Dave Bogan having a couple words. Mike Galliano. Sure, he's a little frustrated. That might have been the wrong time to go to the knuckleball. And that was what DJ hit very hard right through Westbrooks at third base.
That was a breaking ball, and Mieses just hammered it. And now brings up Jacob Brown. Time is called. So a 3-run inning for Lake Mary, Florida. They finally break this game open. Very similar to what we saw on Sunday. Once, Lake Mary got the offense going second time around, it just changed the entire feel of the game.
Yep, the game opened up right in this spot with the Jacob Brown home run. And then after that, the floodgates opened. But you got a different pitcher on the mound right now. But Giulietti is on his 37th pitch this inning. I mean, there's a fatigue factor of being out there that long in the intensity that he is in.
1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Remember, Giulietti got the first 2 outs of this inning, no problem. Novichkov struck out. Holman popped out to second, but then 4 straight walks before that Mieses hit to left. Fly ball to center. Going back is Miller, and he's going to come back and make the catch. Brown just missed him. But it's still a big inning for the defending world champs. Lake Mary, Florida now leads at 3-0 here in Warner Robins.
Mike and Zubin in the studio on the U Midwest Regional play. North Dakota adding to their lead.
Tanner Holman with a little RBI single right here.
They've played one more. It's 5-2 again on the U with the kids from Fargo out in front. Clay.
All right, Zubin and Runes, good to see you guys. That's the Dakotas. We're here in the Southeast. And we have Ethan Bennett leading it off here for South Carolina in the 3rd inning. Irmo, South Carolina, down 3 runs now to the defending world champs. And Jacob Brown still on the mound for Lake Mary, Florida. He is coming off a 1-2-3 inning where he struck out the side in the 2nd.
Just seems to keep getting stronger, getting ahead, landing the off-speed stuff, and then got that powerful fastball at the end of the count, pitching backwards. If you're able to land off speed, that's a very effective way to do it.
Ethan Bennett, 1 for 5 in the tournament, has an RBI. Youngest of 3 kids, to Courtney and Laurel. He's 12 years old. Most fun thing about Little League, according to Ethan, is getting to travel. Loves being on the road with his boys. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's upstairs. 2-2 now.
Well, he's got
3-1, pardon me.
He's got a full week of travel right here with this week that we've had extended by the weather.
Yeah, extended 1 day. The championship was supposed to be yesterday, but with some rainouts. And now a full count. Irmo, South Carolina has 2 hits in this ballgame. They both came in the 1st, but they couldn't push anything across against Big Gravy, Jacob Brown. That's just a little upstairs. Not much. And a leadoff walk. So the winner of this one will go to Williamsport. The international field is just about set. Canada is always the last from the international bunch to crown a champion. And that's going to be the field for the international side. You'll remember last year that Lake Mary, Florida beat Chinese Taipei 2-1 in 8 innings in Williamsport and became the first team from Florida to win the Little League World Series. And the big question is, can this team do it again? We have seen a lot of reasons to believe they can this week.
Oh, absolutely agree. I mean, they got the pitching. The opponent's batting average against this Lake Mary pitching has been 169. The offense we've talked ad nauseum about. And their defense, the base running, the little things, the intangibles. This is a very, very good team.
And you got Chico Chikadrov, you got DJ Mieses, Jacob Brown, who's on the mound, just star players. That's fouled off of Noah Haynow, and the umpire is going to walk out, give Haynow a chance to kind of regroup here.
This foul ball catches his right foot.
So Jacob Brown gets a 3-run lead to work with, but then walks the leadoff guy. And now at the bottom of the order here, South Carolina trying to claw back. Sutton Gravel, the 10th man in this order. He's 0 for 6 in the tournament. And now time is called again.
Well, Jacob Brown didn't like the pitches. Shook once, shook twice. That's just too long in the batter's box.
There's a strike. Boy, you really notice Irmo, South Carolina crowds the plate. Notice this throughout their lineup. Some guys not as much, but in the instance of Sutton Gravel here, look at how close he is to the dish, right on top of it.
You're not getting me that close to the plate with this guy throwing that hard. I'll be in the back of the box, thank you.
Sutton's dad, Pat, is the first base coach. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, got him. 1 out. That's strikeout number 4 for Big Gravy.
And this one didn't have a whole lot of action on it, but just the change of pace gets Gravel out front. Little bit of a cut. Big first out.
Braden Gerard, the hitter now for South Carolina. 1 for 6 in the tournament. Has a run batted in. This guy has some power, for sure. 5'7", 130 pounds. Also loves basketball, fishing, biking. Jamie and Peter, his parents. In on the hand, slow roller. Going to be a tough play for Kenny at third, but makes it look easy. Probably didn't have enough time to get the force at second. Certainly not enough time for a double play, but gets out Gerard for out number 2.
And that's just a timing thing, and I've talked about how well coached this team is. Kenny knows that ball is not hit real hard. He is moving towards first base to field it, does not even take a glance at second. He goes, you know what? I don't have time for that. I am making one play only. Gets the out at first base.
And now time is called again as Jacob Brown wants to chat with Noah Haynow, the catcher, make sure their signals aren't crossed. As Bubba McQuilkin gets ready to hit. Ethan Bennett at second base. Maybe that is something they're considering there with the signs. Bubba's given name is Jake, but he wants to be called Bubba. Bubba McQuilkin, 2 for 5 with a run batted in. His first plate appearance of this championship. Fouled off.
Well, I'm not sure what signs that they're out there discussing. Because right there, Haynow just put one finger down, so they're not trying to hide anything. And Big Gravy's going, just put up one finger down. I don't care if they know what's coming. Here it comes. Freight train. Well, now they mixed it up a little bit. That was a 3-1-2, so.
One strike pitch. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2. The thing that Brown has been doing here since the first inning, and it took him a while to settle in. He was falling behind a little bit in the first inning, but here in the last 2 innings has worked ahead.
He's gotten ahead, and he's using both pitches to get ahead. He's landing the slider, and then he's obviously got that dominant fastball.
Breaking ball misses in. And now it's 1-2 to Bubba McQuilkin, the top of the order, and Preston Ware, who has one of the 2 hits for South Carolina's on deck.
Bubba's choked up on the bat. 2 strikes. I love it. Little old school baseball trying to put this thing in play.
That's going to scoot away from Haynow. The throw to third is in. Plenty of time to gun down Ethan Bennett. Noah Haynow has a cannon for an arm, throws out Bennett, and Jacob Brown faces the minimum in the third.
Just a great job. Bennett can run. And Haynow keeps this ball in front of him, knows exactly where he's going with it, and throws a strike down to third base for the caught stealing.
Lake Mary, Florida. It's just outside of Orlando, about 15 miles north. Dixon Ticonderoga headquarters located there. Is that the pencil? The Ticonderoga pencil? I'm looking at
I don't know.
The number 2 pencil, I believe. And Lee Corso always had that pencil on the desk. I think that's right. That's
right.
And then Stan Van Gundy, the basketball coach, he's from there. Lee Corso is going to have his last show on College Game Day this coming fall. Just a few weeks here. And we're going to miss Lee. What an inspiration he has been to so many of us at the network and such a big part of the college football community as a coach, as a broadcaster. And what a run he has had. He's finally going to hang it up.
Yeah, he is quite the entertainer.
See, you're a Nebraska football fan.
Yeah.
So did you ever cuss Lee Corso because he didn't pick your team?
He never picked Nebraska. It's funny. You know, everybody thinks that us announcers have like opinions and thoughts on things, and then this is the way we're going to go about it. And so everybody in Nebraska thinks Lee Corso doesn't like them.
Yeah. Lee Corso likes everybody, and everybody likes Lee. We wish him the best in retirement. Levi Rodriguez, 0 for 1 in this ball game, 3 for 8 in the tournament, couple of runs batted in. He has pitched in this tournament, and he has pitched well. And again, he is likely to pitch today if needed. He's one of the first 2 arms that Jonathan Anderson alluded to when that would be called upon. Leadoff hitter here in the 4th inning. We play 6 innings in Little League Baseball. And Lake Mary, the defending champs, have a 3-0 lead. Strike. Joe Giulietti throws hard. He's their ace for Irmo, but he's getting to that point now where he's starting to run out of pitches. 85 is the max you can throw in a day in Little League. And that was 75.
Yeah, I mean, I can't talk about it enough how yesterday took a little bit of a toll on him. He's out there and he's laboring. He really is. He's just missing the elevated part of the zone. He's not getting that top part of the zone call for a strike. I think he's gotten a little frustrated.
Foul back. 5, 6, and 7 here in the inning. Rodriguez, Anderson, and Kenny. And these are the days of rest needed after certain pitch counts. And the one that pertains today is max per day, and that's 85, because there are no games after today. The next time these teams would play potentially is in Williamsport, so plenty of rest before then, of course.
Yeah, should have a week. So will not be in effect. I mean, it was a big piece of the pie yesterday.
Struck him out on the 9th pitch. Giulietti got the out, but again, Lake Mary is making him earn it. 1 away. Well, if you want your child to experience the teamwork and fun of Little League baseball or softball, visit playlittleleague.org and enter your address to find a Little League community program near you. With Greg Olson and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Clay Matvick here in Warner Robins, Georgia. 1 out in the 4th inning. Lake Mary, the team in black, from just outside of Orlando, Florida. Team that won it all last year and received a parade at Disney World, trying to defend the title. The last time, Greg, that we had a repeat champ in Little League Baseball, Long Beach Little League, in 1992 and 93. It is really hard to do it. But it could happen with this bunch.
I think I might have been watching those games in Camden Yards. Two-1 comebacker off the bat of Colin Anderson.
And he's out. Giulietti tagged him out.
Well, that was kind of curious. Giulietti was going to toss it to Gibson at first.
There's the parade. DJ Miesis there on the right. He's back for the team this year. Jonathan Anderson's son, the manager, his son Chase was on that team last year. Now his middle son Colin has a chance to get to Williamsport. So 2 outs as Colin Anderson was out, and now Bryson Kenny is up at the plate. Kenny an infield single. Breaking ball for a strike. 0-2.
Once Giulietti came back out for this inning, sliders back, fastball commands back.
Wow, that was a quick inning for Giulietti, and he has some pitches. No, that was 85. He's done. But what a way to go out. So 1, 2, 3, 4th. 3-0 Florida. There's Joe Giulietti. He'll bat third this inning for Irmo, South Carolina, down 3-0. He is done on the mound. That last pitch that struck out Bryson Kenny was his 85th and last for the day.
And those 4 walks really hurt him, came back to back to back to back. And then the base hit, or the call, they ended up calling it an error on DJ Miesis' laser through the infield. But that's the difference in the game right now, was just that one little run of hitters.
That 39-pitch third inning for Giulietti kind of elevated that pitch count to the point where he wasn't going to go deep in this ballgame. You just kind of saw it coming. They wanted him to get into the 6th, but that's not going to happen. All right, so here's the leadoff man, Bubba McQuilkin, who was standing at the plate when Ethan Bennett was thrown out at third last inning. So he gets a new count to start this 4th, and he fouls the first pitch off from Jacob Brown. Now, Jacob Brown is sitting pretty good from a pitches standpoint. 43 pitches now as he starts the 4th inning.
Yeah, no, he's been very efficient. He's been throwing strikes. I mean, you can see the ball strikes ratio right there. Very good. Been able to land his slider very effectively.
2 strikes.
And had just the 1 walk last inning, and that got erased on the caught stealing at third base to end the inning.
Brown with a very slow wind and fire just off the plate. It is a very deliberate pace for Jacob Brown.
Yeah, that one, it was a little bit of a slide step. He was trying to jump on the hitter, get, sneak a fastball by Bubba. And so he went with the no-leg kick.
Hit hard right at the shortstop, Jackson Royke, and there's 1 down. So McQuilkin is out. First out of the South Carolina 4th.
Jacob Brown just throwing so well, throwing strikes, staying right around the zone.
Well, let's see what South Carolina can do now. 2nd time through the order against Brown. Preston Ware has one of the 2 hits for Irmo. He had a base hit right away to start this ballgame. Andrew Bogan has a base hit, but that's it for South Carolina in their first 12 hitters.
Yeah, Ware had a nice piece of hit and got a slider elevated out over, took it back up to center field. And then Giulietti came up and had a 2-0 fastball right down Broadway and just hit a mile-high pop-up in the infield. You know he just missed it.
Preston Ware, 3 for 10 in the tournament, hitting .300 here in the regional. He was on the Jumbotron at a Braves game this year, said that was a big thrill.
That'd be pretty cool.
Getting on the Jumbotron's always fun. Unless you're a CEO for a company.
Wasn't going to go there.
Preston Ware, 4'9", 72 pounds. And he's going to spin this one foul. Says he can't get enough of the ESPN app. And neither can we. We hope that you're enjoying watching the Little League coverage on the ESPN app.
Look how shallow the outfield is. Defense shaded. My partner talked about the modified shift right here. The outfield is really shallow. And in just a minute when Giulietti comes up, let's watch how deep they get.
Nice play by Royke. Boy, that was not easy. He had an in-between hop. He had to take a rocker step onto the outfield grass. And that's the second out.
It's so well played. This ball was hit well. This infield is soft from all the rain that we've gotten, so he stays back, basically trying to body that ball up, make sure he secures it. And then a good long throw, strike across the diamond.
So Giulietti will come up with the bases empty in this 3-run game. Joe Giulietti hit a pop-up to short. Hit it a mile high, but wasn't able to get all of it. He has 1 home run, the only home run for South Carolina in this regional.
Jacob Brown going with a couple different sliders. That first one's a little get-me-over breaking ball. That one, he dialed it up.
A ball and a strike.
Max effort.
Boy, that has hit a ton but foul. This is a great battle here. Jacob Brown, Big Gravy, against Joe Giulietti, Big Tex. You have to be a good ball player when you have nickname like that. They're not just going to put a good nickname like that on any old ball player. And these are 2 of the best in this regional. And that was just foul for Giulietti.
And that was really close to going over a piece of the bag.
So what does Jacob Brown do here?
I'm not throwing him another fastball in the inner part of the plate. I'm going to go with a hard breaking ball down and away. Try to get him to get the bat started.
Saw Dad looking on for Jacob Brown. The 1-2 pitch. Boy, again mashed. So that is 2 balls that Giulietti has just hammered and pulled.
It's tough to stay back. I talked about how hard these guys are throwing, so you have to get the bat started. And gets a breaking ball hanging. He's just unable to stay back and wait for it just a little bit longer.
Waste one high, 2-2. Florida 3, South Carolina nothing. Winner of this one goes to Williamsport. They will be on a plane as early as tomorrow. Strike 3. That is a 1-2-3 fourth for Jacob Brown. Big Gravy through 4 innings. A very good pitch number, just 56. And look at Dad, he is fired up.
That's big pitch. I mean, this is good on good. These guys can flat out play. You know you're going against a great opponent. And Jacob Brown walks off the mound with a big punch out.
Pretty good day weather-wise here in Warner Robins, Georgia, compared to what we've had the last few days. No rain. The temperatures are very comfortable after a hot start to this tournament. Florida, the defending world champions from Lake Mary Little League, leading 3-0 going into the 5th. New pitcher for Irmo, South Carolina, Joe Giulietti. He used up his 85-pitch limit. And so Brady Westbrooks comes in to work.
No, that's what I love about Little League. 85 pitches, can't throw anymore. Giulietti moves to 3rd. Did a nice job. We've seen Westbrooks 3 times now. This will be his 4th. Been effective. It was very effective yesterday getting this team to the 6th inning.
And he was kept to just 20 pitches so he could come into this type of an opportunity today. And I really tip my hat to Dave Bogan on how he used his pitching yesterday to protect Giulietti and to protect Westbrooks so that they would be available. That's inside to Noah Haynow, who leads it off here in the 5th inning.
No, that was kind of fun to watch. I mean, I was a Little League coach with both of my sons, and putting together the game plan that Coach Bogan did, going, okay, Palmer Seal here, Giulietti, then Westbrooks, and he had a great game plan, and it played out perfectly.
After Haynow, it'll be Novichkov and Holman. 8, 9, and 10 in this lineup for Lake Mary. Hit sharply to second, and that's going to be a base hit. Noah Haynow leads off the 5th as Florida's looking for some extra padding in this lead. Well, the Banana Bowl World Tour rolls on Saturday from Coors Field in Denver. The Savannah Bananas taking the field 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN2 and ESPN+. Love me some Savannah Banana baseball.
It's entertaining, and they are really athletic.
Maddox Novichkov, a strikeout victim against Giulietti in the 3rd inning. Giulietti was doing just fine going into the 3rd and then got the first 2 outs of that inning, but walked 4 in a row. And Lake Mary made him pay as DJ Mieses came up and drove in 2. The ball hit to left field. Lake Mary scored all 3 of its runs in that inning. This one is scorched out to center. Long run, and that's going to get to the wall. Miller can't get there. Novichkov is standing at second with a double. Into 3rd goes Haynow. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out as Lake Mary's making noise again.
Novichkov gets his first hit of the regional, but he had been on base 4 times via the walk. So he had been creating some traffic. This one, high fastball. Drives it out over the center fielder's head. Florida back in business.
2 on, nobody out for Major Holman as the infield draws in. Holman a pop-up to second base, his only time up. He's 0 for 1. But he's 5 for 9 in the tournament with 4 runs batted in. Another glorious RBI opportunity here for Holman.
And this bottom of the Lake Mary lineup has really gotten it done. Artilas, you know, I talked about the effect of throwing yesterday to Giulietti, which for a power guy dings him up a little bit. For a guy like Westbrooks, who's a location and good breaking ball pitcher, it's a benefit of throwing yesterday because now you're sharper, you're more on time, your mechanics are a little solidified, you know, gives you a chance to come back out. You're not trying to do too much, you're making it spin, and you're hitting sides of the plate.
1-2 pitch. Oh, did that hit him? Yes, it did. Base is loaded, nobody out as Holman takes first base. A tough start to this appearance for Brady Westbrooks.
Andrew Bogan caught this. Just clipped a hamstring.
Didn't get him by much, that's for sure, but the bases are loaded now. To 3rd, Giulietti is going to go home for the force. They'll go to first base, won't get the play there, but they get the force at home. Haynow is the first out. And Joe Giulietti thought, you could see for a second, gave a quick thought about going to 3rd first, but decided against it and came home.
Yeah, there was a quick thought, and it would have been a good thought, too, because he had plenty of time. Ball was hit hard. But ultimately, take the force out, get the first out at home. And he's discussing it right now with Jonathan Anderson, talking a little ball in between pitches.
So Artiles at first after the fielder's choice. And now Winston Bernstein at the plate. He's been on. He walked his last time to the plate. and scored a run, and now he's going to drive in at least one here. Trying to score. Here's the play at the plate. Now they've got the runners hung up. There's a rundown and a tag out. Holman is out trying to score. One run came in. They tried to score two. They're going to have to settle for one. RBI base hit for Winston Bernstein out of the 12th spot in the order.
You will never say that Jonathan Anderson is not aggressive, man. He's got his foot on the gas right here. A little bit of a freeze to make sure that ball drops in the outfield, and then a cannon. Perfect throw. And if you're sitting at home and doing this, perfect way to do this is to walk the runner back to third. The trail runner that is standing on the bag will be out. And it's a lot easier and safer than getting into a rundown, but, well, very effective.
All right, here's the top of the order now, and Jackson Royke. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. As it's now 4-0 Lake Mary, Florida. Winner of this ball game is in the Little League World Series. And that's a big run for the defending world champs.
Well, if Westbrook's can keep them to 1, get out of this jam with just 1 run. Deal with the meat of the order coming up next. It's a big out.
Irmo, South Carolina still has 2 innings at the plate, so plenty of time to dig out of this. Two hits in the inning for Lake Mary, Florida. They have added another run. Ground ball to short. Preston Ware throws to first, and South Carolina will get off the field. But another run for Lake Mary. We played 4.5. It's 4-0.
Caught by the second baseman. Wow, what a play! Oh, it's perfect. Lake Mary's going to win the Little League World Series championship.
Starts a week from today in Williamsport, and ESPN and ABC so happy to be bringing it to you once again. Right now it looks good for the defending world champs, leading 4-0 as South Carolina gets ready to hit here in the 5th. And Jacob Brown continues to work for Lake Mary on the mound. His pitch count looking pretty good. Hasn't hit the 60 mark yet. Brady Westbrooks, Andrew Bogan, and Brody Miller, 3, 4, and 5 for South Carolina. It's go time here for the team from Irmo. But the guy named Big Gravy has really been keeping these Irmo bats in check.
That's one of the better nicknames I've ever heard, and he has been very good. Landing the off-speed stuff, powerful fastball, moving it up and down, changing his timing on the mound.
And how many times has he been ahead of hitters 0-2? Here's another opportunity.
Feels like a ton. I got to feel like Irmo is probably into taking a pitch mode, trying to get his pitch count up, try to get some guys on base.
Popped up. Could be playable. And DJ Miesis, the veteran first baseman, makes the play. Jacob Brown, by the way, has been ahead of hitters 0-2 9 times. He's got a bunch of strikeouts. He's just got a confidence about him.
Yeah, he really does. Just very little emotion unless he gets a big punch out like that one. Dad's got a lot more emotion, but hard to sit up in the stands and watch your son out there battling. But Jacob Brown is in control of this game.
Andrew Bogan has been a tough out throughout the tournament, has 4 hits in the regional, 4 for 8. Has one of the 2 hits for South Carolina. His base hit came with 2 outs in the first inning. It was really the only big threat that Irmo had in this ballgame. Came right away in the first, but then since then, Jacob Brown has been lights out.
It really settled in, punched out the side in the second. Got a caught stealing at third base to end the third. 3 up, 3 down, fourth. Very efficient.
Another pop-up on the infield. Good communication. The shortstop, Jackson Royke, again calls everybody off to make the play for out number 2.
Well, I talked about how well coached these guys are. Shortstop is the captain of the infield. His job is to call everybody off. He's got the best angle on this pop-up, takes control of it early, and then secures a second out.
Here's Brody Miller now. Goes to Gray Collegiate Academy. 0 for 1 in this ball game. Has a couple of runs batted in this week. And again, Brown working ahead. South Carolina hitters 0 for their last 11. That's how good Brown has been.
He's really started these last 5-6 hitters off with first pitch sliders and gotten ahead of most of them. And then he's got another slider, that one right there, where he amps it up on the velocity a little bit more.
The 1-1. Hit pretty well to left center field, and this is going to get over everybody's head off the base of the wall for Brody Miller. And Miller's going to stop at second base. 2-out double for Irmo, South Carolina, comes from Brody Miller. Finally, South Carolina gets a base hit against Jacob Brown.
Well, you would think, okay, first pitch slider lands for a strike, throws a better one. You'd think maybe Brody Miller hadn't seen the fastball for a while. Man, he is right on time on that. Deep fly ball, and I talked about how shallow the outfield is playing for Lake Mary.
Miller almost hit that out of here. I think Jacob Brown, for a moment there, thought it was gone. This is Ryder Tillets now, and he looks at a breaking ball for strike 1. Tillets struck out against Brown to start the second inning. He's 0 for 1. This guy might be the fastest player on the field. Ryder Tillets can really move. Parents Edward and Heather.
Well, if they gave saves in Little League, he would have gotten a save last night. Just ice in his veins. Gets the last couple of outs. Traffic everywhere in a 4-3 game.
The 1-1 from Brown, another breaking ball that lands for a strike. Well, he has real command of that breaking ball and really anything off speed.
Yeah, that's a really nice breaking ball. He's got a little bit of a different shape to it. It's almost like a cutter. That one was more of a slider with some depth.
Oh, there's another one, but that one hit him. So just as I said that, hits him with a breaking ball. So Miller gets on with a 2-out double, and now a 2-out hit by pitch. 2 on, and Jacob Gibson will get a chance.
Yeah, a little bit of frustration going. All right, you know what? If I throw that nasty hammer that I just threw, I'm going to get another punch out. I'm going to get off the field. I'm going to get a bat this inning. And then you just a little bit too much effort. Don't make it spin enough. You leave it hanging and get a hit by pitch.
Jacob Gibson struck out looking. Back in the second inning. This is a guy that can really fly. Got out in front of that one, 0-2. He has 3 hits in the regional. 3 for 7 with a double and 4 runs batted in.
Gets a couple of nasty Jacob Brown sliders.
Miller at second, Tillets at first. South Carolina trying to get on the board here, down 4-0. Struck him out. Jacob Brown. And Lake Mary, Florida, 3 outs away from heading back to Williamsport.
Jacob Brown going the slide step slider. Gets out of the jam with another punch out.
Mike and Z in the studio. You want to talk about a powerhouse combo? We're watching the Lake Mary boys, Lake Mary girls in the Little League Softball World Series for the first time ever, Mike.
Orlando, Florida, the new title town.
Indeed. And as I learned from Clay, the home of Dixon Ticonderoga. Coach Corso's #2 pencil, right, Clay?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, the #2 pencil. That's been confirmed. Zubin confirmed it. Yeah, Florida, their Little League program has had a great year, winning the title last year, and then, of course, going to the softball and the regionals this year in baseball. And then how about Irmo, South Carolina in softball? Also had a big year. As Chico Chikadroth grounds out to the right side for the second time. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. There's one out here in the 6th inning. But Irmo has 4 state champions to claim this year. Senior League Baseball, Intermediate Baseball made the World Series in Livermore, California. The Junior League Softball team, the picture we just showed, made it to the World Series in Kirkland, Washington. And then these guys. So it's been a great year for Irmo Little League, too.
Yeah, both great programs. City should be very proud.
This is DJ Mieses. One for 2 in this ballgame. A familiar face to baseball fans in Williamsport. And look out. This is hit high. It is hit deep. It's going to stay in the ballpark, and it is caught by the right fielder, Tillits. Mieses gave it a ride, but it's the second out.
Nice pitching sequence. Breaking ball to start, then a fastball, and Mieses just a little bit behind it. Just misses it. Good communication out in right center.
When it first left the bat, I thought it was gone. I think Mieses did too. And now here comes Jacob Brown, who is pitching a gem. He's in line to be the winning pitcher. He would like to pad the lead here before having to face hitters in the bottom of the 6th. He's 0 for 2. Jacob Brown, I don't know if I've been more entertained watching him pitch and play today or his dad watching. TJ Robinson, his father, up in the stands. He's been a beauty. He's more excited than anybody I've seen here this week.
Yeah, no, he has been. And you know what? I don't blame him a bit. His son is throwing a gem, making the big pitches, getting the big outs.
Foul back. 2-1. As Westbrooks will try to get the 3rd out here. Keep this game a 4-run deficit. There's Dad looking on. Man, I'll tell you what, to be a Little League parent when it gets to this level, and I mean, the kids from Lake Mary, their world changed after winning it all. I mean, it's a life-changing experience. This is clubbed, and did he catch it? No, he did not. Brown legging out a double. McQuilkin made a great effort, but couldn't come up with the catch.
Well, this ball was blistered, looked a lot like his home run a couple days ago. It's in the glove. And then I saw it pop out. Yep, it did. I think the umpires got that right because it's in the glove right here. He rolls on top of it, and then you can see him pick it up right there. So it just popped out of his glove. Almost just a great catch.
So the umpires are going to talk about it. We may get another review.
Bubba had it for a minute, or a split second.
Yeah, the ball is out. He did not complete the catch. And they're going to go to the monitor.
So this will be an official's review. And take a look at it. Don't believe the ball dropped out of his glove on the transfer.
So it was ruled a no catch. I think that's going to stand. They're going to look at it again and make sure. Well, why they look at that, let's talk about the tickets punched. On the U.S. side, Richmond, Texas, they are on to the Little League World Series. The Great Lakes will be decided tonight. The Southeast is going to be decided here soon. New England will be decided Thursday, as will the West and the Midwest, Mid-Atlantic, Mountain, Metro, and Northwest on Friday. 5 champions will be crowned on Friday. That's going to be a huge day.
We're going to have baseball on all day, Clay.
Yeah. Here's the call. Yeah, he's safe. So Jacob Brown is out at second base with 2 outs. And Levi Rodriguez will try to drive him in and give Lake Mary a little insurance. So Dave Bogan out there with a smile on his face, but he thought it was on the transfer. It was not. He just didn't complete the catch. First glance, yeah, it looked like he made the catch, but the umpires get it right. So that's going to be a double for Jacob Brown. Left-handed hitting Levi Rodriguez 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Mieses is out at second base running for Jacob Brown.
2-out pinch run for the pitcher or the catcher. Last out made was DJ.
3 runs in the third, 1 more in the fifth. That's the offense for Lake Mary. They beat Irmo, South Carolina on Sunday 14-0. Today it's been a much harder game against the team from South Carolina. Joe Giulietti, a big reason for that. A very good pitcher. Started to run into control problems in the third inning. Walked 4 in a row, and that's where the game kind of turned.
Yeah, things got a little bit loose. I think he got fatigued, a little frustrated. Lake Mary getting 3 runs might be the difference in this ball game.
Well, after getting the first 2 outs quickly, double for Brown, and now a walk to Rodriguez. So that'll bring up Colin Anderson, who's 1 for 2. You got to really tip your hat, too, to the bottom of this Lake Mary order. As much as we talk about the Chikadroffs, the Mieses player, Jacob Brown, 3 of the 4 Florida runs have been scored by the bottom 4 hitters.
Yeah, they've found a way to get on base. I mean, they've done that the whole tournament, though. Major Homan having a great tournament, 5 for 9. You go down to Artiles, Bernstein, basically another leadoff hitter.
I got a shoelace that needs to be tied. Levi Rodriguez getting a little help from Kyle Bono, the pitching coach and first base coach. That's a Little League. All right, Colin Anderson at the plate, 2-0 count. Strike, 2-1. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 6th inning for Irmo, Palmer, Steele, Ethan Bennett, Sutton, Gravel, 8, 9, and 10. Hit on the line. Backhanded, and no, he didn't make the throw. Preston Ware did not make the catch. It was scooped off the dirt. And now Dave Bogan is going to call time again.
Well, let's get another look at it. This is really, really close, but it does skip in there. And I think he wanted to go to third base quickly. And Giulietti is not on the bag.
It is time to grow up. You got 4 umpires that are all waving their hands. You got to finish the play. You can't just stop. Okay? You can't just stop. You got me? You guys all got me? You need better body language. Guys, we're not out of this. We need 1 out, and then let's get some runs. Come on, boys. Hammer the strike zone. Okay? And then we'll have Skittles after the game. Just a visit, James. Let's go. Come on, P. Next play. Let's go.
Well, there you go. That was the most direct visit to the mound Dave Bogan has had in this regional. I mean, he had his point to make, and he got to it quickly. There was no reverse psychology there or what he's been doing. He just said, hey, guys, we are not out of this. Let's grow up right now.
Yeah, he's been out there talking about anniversaries and birthdays, and that one was right at it going, hey, it's time to grow up. Body language is not very good right now. We are still in this game.
Couple of hits and a walk in this inning. Bases loaded, and now Preston Ware gets another chance. He'll step on the bag, and Irmo is out of the inning. Well, that's good for that kid. Gets a chance to redeem himself there. Last chance for South Carolina, down 4.
It's Chinese Taipei and Lake Mary, Florida, in pursuit of a Little League World Series championship. There's one laced into left field. It's 1-0 Taipei. This one shallow left field. Here he comes. We're tied. Oh, it's perfect. Lake Mary's going to win the Little League World Series championship.
How thrilling was that for Lake Mary, Florida? Won it in extra innings. First team from the state of Florida to win it all. Started 2-0, lost 4-1 to the Southwest. Came back, won 3 straight to advance to the U.S. Championship, defeating Southwest, redeeming themselves, and then beat Chinese Taipei in extra innings. And Lake Mary, Florida has outscored opponents 106-4 since the start of the state tournament. And they are 3 outs away from going back with all but 2 players that are new on this roster from last year's team. Chikadroff and Miesis will be going back if they can get it done here this inning. Jacob Brown needs 3 more outs. That one's popped back out of play off the bat of Palmer Steele. The ball under strike to Steele, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Steele, Bennett, and Gravel, 8, 9, and 10 for Irmo.
Yeah, and they need to find a way to get on base. I thought they might be taking a pitch to get a strike, just to let things settle in a little bit and see if they can get this pitch count up on Jacob Brown.
He has 10 more to work with. He's at 75, 85 is the max. What a start it has been for Jacob Brown. And 3-1. Irmo's looking for base runners here.
Well, that was a pretty good pitch. Jacob Brown, think he got the bottom of the corner. I might agree with him.
Walked him. Leadoff walk to Palmer Steele. And Brown doesn't want to be playing with fire here with this Irmo lineup.
Let's see if Ethan Bennett will be taking a pitch. Got to get a couple more base runners, try to get to the top of this lineup. Give Giulietti maybe one more shot.
This is Ethan Bennett. Reached on a walk his first time up. That one's outside, and now you can see the body language of Jacob Brown has turned dour.
Now we're going to have a mound visit. This is perfect. I'd be out there having a discussion. You can see the body language getting a little frustrated. Sometimes you back off as a pitcher trying to throw a strike. They call it guiding it or aiming it, and that rarely works to throw strikes.
This is Kyle Bono, the pitching coach. Kyle was on the staff last year. His son Landon was on the team last year. Might remember Landon won the home run derby.
I do remember.
And Kyle, that was a brief conversation. What do you think he said?
Well, I think he was buying a little bit of time, going, "Hey, look, you're running out. You're running out of pitches. Throw me a couple strikes here. You've been landing that slider. Let's get back to work."
So are you telling him, stay away from the off speed, the breaking balls? Just throw me hard strikes.
You know what? I mean, he's been so good with his slider. I wouldn't take that away from him. Whatever you can land for strikes, but don't start getting frustrated.
Nobody out, a man on. 4-run lead for Florida. Need 3 outs to get to Williamsport. Ethan Bennett, 1 for 5 with the run batted in this week. Outside, 3-1. Jacob Brown had 2 3-ball counts coming into the inning. And it walked him. Back-to-back free passes. And Gravel will come up.
Well, they sent Novichkov out to left field, had a little bit of outfield movement. They got Levi Rodriguez down in the bullpen right now getting hot. And they're going to let Jacob Brown run one more hitter.
And it's Sutton Gravel who struck out against Brown. His only time against him in the 3rd inning. Breaking pitch for a strike. This will be likely the last hitter, unless he can get Gravel to put one in play here.
And that's what we saw Jacob Brown doing in the middle of this game, landing that first pitch slider, and then everything is open to him.
Boy, the umpire not giving that outside corner, and he hasn't all game. James Fark.
Yeah, it's been a very consistent strike zone. The top of the strike zone is right at the belt, and not much give on the corners.
Florida needs 3 more outs to get back to the Little League World Series. And those last 3 are always the hardest to come by.
Man. You're counting pitches, you're counting outs.
1 and 2. And sometimes getting that first out is the key. Just get the first one.
This will be his last hitter. Jacob Brown at 85 pitches now.
1-2 to Gravel. Got him. Strikeout. 1 away. And that'll do it for Jacob Brown. There's Dad TJ. Here comes Jonathan Anderson. This ought to be a good conversation.
Great performance, kid. On the way. Let's go. Let's go.
It's a short one. Little hug. Jacob Brown will turn it over. Now to Rodriguez.
Here we go, boys. Hey, good defense, good defense, good defense.
5 1/3. No runs. 7 strikeouts. And it's 4-0 Florida.
Mike and Z in the studio. Lake Mary boys, you're watching them right now. Lake Mary girls on ESPN2. Elimination game on the U. Out in the New England region, Mike.
Little League defending champions, Lake Mary Little League.
Looking to go back-to-back. Essex, Vermont, Bedford, New Hampshire on the U. Getting ready to go, guys.
Yeah, Lake Mary's got a lot to be proud of. They're 2 outs away from going back to the Little League World Series on the boys' side. Levi Rodriguez needs 2 outs. In relief of Big Gravy, Jacob Brown. So a left-hander now. This will be a new look for Irmo, South Carolina. They have 2 on with 1 out. Down 4. And the first pitch from Rodriguez is outside to Braden Gerard. Gerard grounded out to 3rd in the 3rd inning. His only time up, he's 0 for 1.
We saw Rodriguez earlier this week. He's thrown an inning in 2/3. No runs given up. Couple of strikeouts.
1-1 the count.
You can get one more guy on base. Bring the tying run to the plate.
Bubba McQuilkin, 12th man in this order, is on deck. And then the top. 1-1 pitch. 2-1.
Yeah, South Carolina is not going to take any chances on the bases. All the coaches right there were saying, hold, stay on the base. Cannot afford an out on the bases.
Hit down the line and foul. Oh, Gerard. If he could have kept that fair, that would have probably scored 2.
Nice piece of swinging. Fastball away. Stays with it. Drives it down the right field line. About 2 feet foul.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to Braden Gerard. He hit it hard to third base his last time up. And now against the lefty, battling Levi Rodriguez. The 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2.
A lot of pressure on that young man, Rodriguez. Got to come with a strike right here.
Another foul ball. Two more hitters after Gerard to get to Giulietti. Man, if he could come up with the bases loaded, boy, you think that Lake Mary dugout would be nervous?
Man. That's what everybody's just trying to get to the next man up right here. Get one more guy on base.
Gerard just battling here.
He's getting closer and closer to catching up to this Rodriguez fastball. First couple of foul balls on the right field line. That one he got tied up a little bit, but getting closer to being on time.
Gerard is 1 for 7 with a run batted in this week. This will be pitch number 8 of the at-bat. Back up the middle, base hit. Steele is going to be held at third. The throw comes into Hay now. And the bases are loaded, and here comes McQuilkin.
Great at bat by Braden Gerard. I talked about how he was catching up. First couple of swings, he's a little bit late. And now you got the veteran Miesis out there trying to calm Levi Rodriguez down. We got one out. And Bubba's coming to the plate.
Bubba McQuilkin.
South Carolina's going to be playing station to station with these base runners. They're not going to take any chances. Trying to get to the top of the lineup with the game on the line.
Infield at double play depth for McQuilkin, who grounded to short his only time up. And he couldn't hold up strike one. McQuilkin heading into the 8th grade this fall. Parents Corey and Lauren, has an older brother Jack. In a big spot here, probably one of the biggest at-bats of his life, as Irmo has him loaded, down 4 in the 6th inning. Lake Mary needs 2 more outs to get back to Williamsport.
He is right on top of the dish.
The 0-1. 0-2. Rodriguez knows, too, that the top of the order is on deck. This is a much-needed out, and if he can get it via a strikeout, that would be even better.
Yeah, and Rodriguez has found that outside corner. Let's see if he stays away. Tries to get McQuilkin to go chasing after it.
He now sets up outside. He doesn't chase. 1-2 the count. Look at that Irmo dugout. Boy, has the energy in there changed. It was pretty dour here about an inning ago. And they've got a rally going. 1 out. Again, the 1-2. Struck him out, and now Lake Mary is 1 out away.
Big second out by Rodriguez. Gets McQuilkin to chase up out of the zone. Preston Ware, 1 for 2 on the day, coming up now.
Preston Ware, a single and a ground out. Lake Mary needs 1 out, and they can get it at any base. Outside.
He's got a chance. I mean, good back-to-ball skills. He's got a chance to lay down a bunt right here. Down the third base half. Got to believe would give him a chance for a base hit. All you're trying to do is get to the next man up.
And that's Giulietti. Giulietti hitless today, but that means he's due. Popped up, back out of play. 1-1 now. Boy, if Lake Mary can end this game now with Giulietti in the on-deck circle and the bases loaded, what a sigh of relief that will be for these fans and for this Lake Mary team. It has not come easy here in the 6th inning. 4-run lead, but tying runners at the plate in Preston Ware. 1 ball, 1 strike. The left-hander, Levi Rodriguez, on in relief, trying to close it out. It's high. Jacob Brown had a beautiful start. He's out of the game. Two-one pitch. Foul back, and now Irmo is down to its last strike.
Boy, that was a good pass by Ware. He's right on time. Rodriguez has shown a little bit of a short slider. Let's see if he goes to it right here. Tries to do something just a little bit different.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, and now Rodriguez steps off the rubber. It's been a long week for these Little Leaguers. Could come down to this pitch. Oh, upstairs, nearly hit him. Full count.
Yeah, I know you want to sit there in the dugout and go, where we got ice, but man, that's right up around the head. That's not some place you want to take one for the team. How about this?
Levi Rodriguez, the 3-2. Line drive and foul. Preston Ware trying to keep this rally going for Irmo. Giulietti, who has 7 hits in the regional, including a home run, is on deck for South Carolina. Pitch number 7 to Preston Ware. Foul back.
Man, wouldn't it back?
Oh, my.
What an AB. Rodriguez pounding the zone, 3-2, bases loaded, and Preston Ware just spoiling pitch after pitch. Clay, I'm getting a little stressed out.
I am too. I'm with you. Again, the 3-2. Walked him. And Giulietti will come up. Rodriguez cannot believe it. He thought that he had the outside corner. Well, this is what Joe Giulietti did yesterday in the win over Virginia. Breaking ball, a towering blast to left center field. As Irmo knocked out Virginia and got to this point. Now Giulietti comes up. He represents the game-winning run. If he can blast one out of here, Irmo will walk it off and head to Williamsport.
Just unbelievable drama going on right here. Levi Rodriguez pounding the zone. That pitch that he missed against Preston Ware was about as close as it could be to being strike 3, game over.
Look at this. This is going to bring back memories, Greg Olson, for something that happened in your career, a bases-loaded intentional pass. As Giulietti is intentionally walked, a run scores to make it 4-2.
Yeah, I've done that. 1998, I walked Barry Bonds with the bases loaded when he was right in the middle of his great run. Was 8-6. My walk made it 8-7, and I got Brent Maine out on a 10-pitch at bat to end the game.
Well, this is smart if it works. If you can get Westbrooks no one will remember that.
Right. But if Westbrook gets a base hit, Preston Ware is scoring from second base. He's off and running.
First pitch is outside. Levi Rodriguez trying to dial in here and get that final out. 1 ball and no strikes to Westbrooks, who's 0 for 2. Swung on and missed. Westbrooks a fly out to center of the first, a pop-up on the infield in the 5th. What fight from these South Carolina boys. Strike 2.
Good pitch by Rodriguez. First ball that he has thrown in on a right-handed hitter. Nails the inside corner.
Base is full, the 1-2. 2-2. How big was that insurance run now in the 5th inning for Lake Mary, Florida? Probably allowed Jonathan Anderson to make that decision to intentionally walk Giulietti with the bases loaded. 2-2. Hit on a line, deep left field. Off the wall, 1 run is in. 2 runs will score. Giulietti coming home. Ball game. South Carolina walks it off. Brady Westbrooks, a 3-run double to end it. Huge upset. Everyone was thinking Joe Giulietti was the guy in the lineup that could devastate Lake Mary. It ends up being Brady Westbrooks. He burns the left fielder, a 3-run hit to walk it off in the 6th. And Irmo, South Carolina is heading to Williamsport.
Talked about all game, this outfield has been shallow and just now gets burned. Fastball down and in. Westbrooks drops the head of the bat. It is over Novichkov's head. And the guy they intentionally walked, Giulietti, can flat out fly, and he is off and running. What an ending.
Yeah, the intentional walk puts the game-winning run on. He scores. And Giulietti, because he can fly, there wasn't even a throw. And the celebration is on for Irmo, South Carolina. The defending world champs get knocked out with a 5-run inning in the 6th inning. What a comeback.
I mean, that was not even part of my thought process. You're looking at the bottom of the lineup. You're going, how do you get to Giulietti? Jonathan Anderson walks the winning run onto first base. And then Westbrooks hits a laser.
Florida had given up 4 runs in all of the state tournament and the tournament games up to that inning. And they allowed 5 in the bottom of the 6th. That's how big of an upset this is.
Yes. I mean, Clay, we weren't even thinking about it. I mean, honestly, it was like, hey, you know what? This game's over with. They're going to bring in the lefty as soon as Jacob Brown's done. And there's just no way they're going to be able to pull together 5 runs in the bottom half of the inning.
Irmo, South Carolina is going to the Little League World Series for the first time. Irmo had been to the regionals several times. Always struggled here. In fact, last year went 0-2, bowed out early. This time, they shocked the Little League world. They upset the defending champs, and they do it in dramatic fashion in the last of the 6th with a 5-run inning. 5-4, the final. And now Irmo will get on an airplane and head to Williamsport tomorrow. Mike Beckworth, Pat Gravel, the assistant coaches, Dave Bogan, the manager. There he is, breathing a sigh of relief. And remember what he said on the mound. Guys, it's time to grow up. Right now, we're still in this ballgame. When it looked like the wheels were coming off, he brought everybody together, whipped them right into shape, and sure enough, they're able to come back.
I mean, he's been amazing. The decisions yesterday, how to manage his bullpen with Giulietti and Westbrooks and still have them available today. But that conversation, it's time to grow up, and everything after that changed.
What a feeling this has to be for the kids from Irmo, South Carolina. 5 runs on 4 hits. 4 hits is what they had today. But it turns out to be enough.
4 walks in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Dave Bogan is going to bring him in here, and we're going to try and get an interview with Brady Westbrooks, who had that 3-run hit to win the ball game for Irmo, South Carolina. Greg, this was drama. This was theater. This was intense, and it was a lot of fun.
Little League baseball at its finest.
Brady Westbrooks with the big hit. Brady, congratulations. You're heading to Williamsport. What were you looking for at the plate?
Fastball. He wasn't throwing anything else but fastball, so just sat it and ripped it.
Brady, I remember when Coach Bogan came out to talk to you guys on the mound an inning and a half ago and told you guys to calm down and grow up. It seems from that point on, you guys took on a different mentality.
Well, it really helped us a lot because we calmed down a lot and just played a lot better.
A great job on the mound, too. You get the winning, as the winning pitcher. I mean, a little bit of everything right here.
Thank you.
Winning pitcher, game-winning double. Congratulations.
Thank
Got
you.
anything you want to say?
What are you looking forward to most in Williamsport?
Probably the free bats.
The goodie bag, sure. Well, hey, congratulations. You made a little history for Irmo Little League today.
Say that again?
You made a little history today for Irmo Little League. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy the airplane ride and have fun in Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
There goes Brady Westbrooks. Man, he clubbed that to left field.
Great swing. Best swing of his tournament.
Lake Mary, Florida was so close to getting back to defend their championship. Their run ends here in Warner Robins, Georgia, as Irmo, South Carolina scores 5 in the bottom of the 6th. This is what Little League is all about. South Carolina will have a Little League World Series team for the first time since 2015. Little League starts in Williamsport a week from today. 5-4 the final. Up next, we go to New England. Eric Fried and Kyle Peterson.